Hello. How are we all doing this afternoon? I am once again having fun with OBS and the way all this stuff works. But I think we're live now. I once again am mucking around with the setup. So thank you for your patience, all three of you. I'm one. I'm assuming Middo's one. Anyway, I'm just looking. I do need to set up one more microphone. Let's see how this one goes. And we'll stick it in the boot. The ambient mic. Let's turn these on. I'll turn. Check 1 2. Check. Hello. I think that's working. Maybe I'll turn it up a little bit more. Check 1 2. Check 1 2. Well, we will see. It seems to be going all right. We'll stick it in the back of the car and we'll see how that goes. In the meantime, I'm back. I need to shut the bonnet and fire this old girl up. So excuse me whilst I do that. I know I said old girl, but it's got a boy's name. Might tell you that later. Kick it in the guts. I will never get sick and tired of this sound. Yeah. All right, so we are just going to go for a drive. It's Saturday afternoon. We're going to go for a drive up to the sunny coast and overnight there before we bump into a car show tomorrow called Muscle on the Mountain in Mullaney. So I'm testing something new every time. What am I testing this time? I'm supposed to be multi-streaming, but I have no idea if it's doing it. And you know what? I do care a little bit, I guess. Let's see. I need fuel too, so that's going to have to happen. Well, no idea if it's working on other platforms, but I don't really care. YouTube is the main one, so. All right. Oh, open sesame. There we go. Oh, wow. That worked. All right, the chat works because I'm on it and it worked. All right, here we go. This is the second live stream I've done in the Falcon. The 1980 XD Falcon. Which one am I going to go? I'm going to go... Actually, I'll go this way. Past the Barmy factory. All right, how is everyone? I am going to go and put some fuel in this thing because it needs it. I don't know where the fuel's gone. Oh, I know where it goes. Out the exhaust pipe. Pipes. Moderators, check. Check. Oh, Meadow. Why are you calling me? Yes, Meadow.
I can't chat in,
You can't chat in the live chat?
no.
Right. Well, I can.
Hi, everyone.
Yeah, that was me.
Yeah, no, that's all right.
Right. Is it you? Should you turn your stuff off and turn it back on?
Oh, hang on. I'm an idiot. Sorry.
You're okay.
That's because I was logged in as Janita.
That's all good, mate.
What an idiot.
Did this just freeze? Oh, it's no, it's stopped because you called me. Oh, that makes sense. That's good. There you go.
Log said that. Right, it's not my own problem.
All right, so I don't think it's multi-streaming, and that's okay. I don't really care at this point in time.
No, I can't see you on,
Instagram or TikTok should be the other two, but I just don't think it's really set up properly. But, yeah, I might turn me down a little bit. No. How's the volume?
what's the stream? Let's check. No, no,
Well, let me know on the...
it's not following on Insta.
Oh, don't worry about Instagram or TikTok. We'll fix them up another time. We'll just go for it. We'll just drive. And I'll try and get this... I'll try and get this volume right because I think
On the stream at the moment.
the volumes might be a little loud. But you can tell me.
Yeah, it's good.
It's good? That's just beaming into the red when I speak, so I wasn't sure.
Well, possibly we might need to take it down.
Well, I can turn myself down just a little bit.
Just so that it's in the yellow, but occasionally in the red.
Nah, I'd rather yellow. It's in the yellow right there, so if that's still good. But just keep me in touch. Keep in touch with me on the live chat.
Oh,
All right, thank you, buddy.
I'm looking ugly.
Good on you, bro. All right, I'll talk to you soon. Ciao, ciao. And let's go. All right. All right, so yeah, I think at least my voice should overpower the ambient, but the ambient should still be there. Mido, you can let me know. Let Mido. Mido's all over it already. What a good moderator. Let's see if we can make the green. Oh, I'm going to turn. Nah. All right, so what are we doing? So there is a car meet tomorrow morning at Mullaney called Muscle on the Mountain. I have been there before, a couple of years ago. I can't even remember what car I took. I don't think it was terribly muscular. It might have been, I can't remember, it might have been a Subaru Forester Turbo. It might have been my little Daihatsu. I can not even remember, but it definitely wasn't this. Oh, there goes my laptop. How did I know that was going to happen? Let's see how much I broke. Well, and I haven't broken anything, but I might have to place it in a better position. There we go. If I went a bit quiet then for a sec, that's because buttons were pressed that weren't meant to be pressed. All right, first stop is petrol. Manly? Manly. No, Mullaney. Manlaney. How do you spell Mullaney? I probably spelled it wrong. Anyway, I am off to get some fuel because this old thing is thirsty and it's reading in the red. And I can't remember the last time I fueled it up. I went silent because it changed scene on OBS, but I changed it back. So I as you know, Mido, I do have one of those RAM laptop. It's not in this car. I bolted it into a different car. It's not in this one. So I have actually bought a Pelican case or something similar to a Pelican case. And it's going to be pretty, like, I need to fine tune it and set it up so that we can open the lid and just everything works. And we can close the lid, pack it up, get on a plane. And everything's protected. Could be a while before I get a red arrow. I mean, a while. I already got a red arrow. It could be a while before I get a green arrow. Mulaney. Yeah, is that how I spell Mulaney? Mal. Yeah, okay. L before N. I meant Mulaney. Oh, that's... Oh, is that... Oh, he's over there. That is an... I can't tell if that's a XP. Two-door. To our left. It'll probably cross from left to right. That's a beautiful old XP. I'm going to say XP. XP two-door Falcon. I think like a 170 Pursuit or something. It should cross the screen now. That's beautiful. You never know. Might see him tomorrow. All right. Yes, Neil Crumpton does talk about idiots as pelicans, calls them pelicans. Well, because you can't say... There's certain things you can't say on national TV. Let me know how the ambient sounds go, Middo, please. I would hate to think you can't hear this thing, because that would suck. Then I'd be a pelican. Yes. Well, it is the 5th of July here in Australia, but that also means that it's still the 4th of July over in America. So... Happy 4th of July to any Americans watching this live and or watching this not live. Yeah, happy 4th of July. And yes, we do drive on the opposite side of the road. Americans drive on the left side. Sorry, I'll start again. Americans drive on the right side, Australians drive on the correct side. I might duck in behind the bus. Oh, ambient is perfect. Middo, thank you. I appreciate that, mate. We will not change a thing if that's where we are. I will say one thing. At the moment, the weather is awesome. Weather is awesome. I'll just turn myself up a little bit. Just there we go. The weather is spectacular. Well, I say spectacular. It's slightly cloudy. The weather's nice. The temperature's good. It's about 20 degrees Celsius. Definitely not 20 degrees Fahrenheit. That would be cold. I will continue the stream whilst I refuel. I should be able to wave in the rearview mirror. There's a few good things about the XD Falcon. One is the fuel filler is behind the number plate. Which is amazing because it doesn't matter which side that you pull up with the petrol Bowser. I can fuel up from either side, no problems. Exactly the same. And that's one of my favourite things about the XD Falcon. So good. Oh, just the little things, isn't it, sometimes? But it definitely means I'll be in the rearview mirror. And one of my favourite petrol stations is just up here on the left. Always seem to have some of the cheapest fuel for a BP. Well, laptop didn't fall over that time. Woohoo! That's a win. And the fuel is still relatively cheap. Was about 10 cents a litre cheaper at a different BP last night when I filled up my Lexus. Ooh, there's a Mustang in here. Nice. Did you go for that bike ride at 6:30 this morning, Middo? I will put my hand up and say I slept in. It was nice and cozy in my bed, and I enjoyed not getting up too early. Metric system. Yes, Middo's talking about the metric system. Yes. Well, when I can remember, I'll also use the Imperial, for all those Americans out there. We'll put it this way, 30% of the people that watch this channel are Americans. So, hats off to you guys. I wonder what the other car meet that might be tonight. Let's get over here nice and quick. All right, fuel up time. So I will stick the headset back on soon. Ciao. D. It's a D. That's a 351. Well, this thing's about 500. Great, isn't it? That's nice. It's at 68. Is it? Oh, sorry. I read your plate and I read it wrong. All right, where's my headset? We're still on. All right, there we go. And that's fuel done. Yes, I was chin wagging with a guy on a 65 Mustang, which we'll see tomorrow. So, Tezza, how are you, mate? All right, I am on our way. Tank is full. Lights are on. All right. We will basically just go out the highway and cruise until we get to the sunny coast, Mooloolaba turn off. Nice. Yeah, so I can see Brenton. Brenton, if you watch the channel, mate, well, I don't think I got a good look at your car, but it is a, yeah, nice. Black and was it silver GT stripes? 1965 Mustang. Running a 302 supercharged automatic. That was nice. But he went straight. We are going north. There he is. I can see him off in the distance. Oh, I didn't make the lights. Oh. Yeah. Well, I'll get to... he only lives a couple of minutes away, so I might have just made a new friend. But if you... I'll let him know what the channel name is tomorrow. Here we go. Should be a dry drive. Tezza and I went for a drive in this in a live stream a few weeks ago, and it was wet, greasy, slippery, no traction in all forward gears and the single reverse gear. Would I not take the Landsborough exit? So you're talking Steve Irwin Way. Would I not go Steve Irwin Way? I actually was on Steve Irwin Way last week in the Lexus. Come on, speaking of Lexus, come on Lexus, it's 100 kilometers an hour here and you need to merge at 100. Merge at 100. We're merging at like 80 because the GS Lexus is driven by old people. And he is old. All right, everything seems to be working. I like it. Midow's great. I've got to go feed the dog. Be right back. It's like, I think he's a bit of a gamer. The BRB. That's a gamer thing, isn't it? So, the 1980 XD Falcon. Bit rough around the edges, but the driveline in this thing is mad. 500 horsepower, 351 cubic inches, Cleveland block. Backed up by a 4-speed top-loaded gearbox, heavy-duty clutch, down to a Ford 9-inch diff. Disc brakes all around, 15-inch Globe Bathurst wheels, 2 6s on the front, 2 9.5s on the back. Flared guards, Group C, true blue replica of sorts. Pretty mad car. I've had it for a couple of years now. Bought it off a guy in my street when I used to live, back where I used to live, Yeah, Tezza. Was fun. Our drive in this thing last time I had it out. So that's probably where all the fuel went. That's why I had an empty tank this morning. When I picked it up this morning. Yeah, dry drive. What else? It was my first car, not this particular car, but my first car was a 1979 XD Falcon. The first year the XD came out. It was Monza red. It was a 250 cross flow, so that's a 4.1 litre, carburetted. Had a C4 or a Borg Warner 3-speed auto. It was column shift automatic because even though it had bucket seats, in between the two front bucket seats, it had a flippy seat, so it was actually a 6-seater. Commodore didn't even have that. I don't think I ever had 6 people in it. And the flippy middle part was really good armrest. So, but it meant it was a column shift auto. You don't see, still a few cars getting around. Actually, my mate Red picked himself up a 740, a BMW 740 Li, the limo. There we go. Let's get up to speed, people. Let's get up to 100. Anyway, he's picked himself up a 2005 740 Li. That is a 7 Series running a 4-litre V8. Sounds good. It's had a hard life. It's a bit beat up. You didn't pay very much for it. And it is a column shift automatic. It's, got the gear selector on the column. I know there's a few cars out there like that, but you don't see them that often, let's be honest. All right, how's the sound looking? Yeah, the car's quite loud, funnily enough. Being an older car, 45 years old, the police don't tend to get upset with it when it's kind of... Actually, I'll be honest, every time I see a cop in traffic, they always give me a thumbs up with this car, which is pretty cool. I can definitely appreciate that. Actually, it's not just the cops, it's pretty much every car enthusiast out there, even if you're a GM supporter. Now, I'm looking at this Mitsubishi. That's barely passing. That's not how you pass. That's how you pass. Yeah. So many people just don't keep left unless overtaking. There we go, finally. It's this simple, people. If somebody overtakes you on the left-hand side of you, you are doing it wrong. If you're in the right lane and somebody overtakes you on your left, you're just doing it wrong. And that's what this channel's all about. So I guess what I should say is, especially with my shorts, there's a whole bunch of shorts on the YouTube channel, and they're designed for people to link them and send them to other people when you want to prove something. Like, for instance, road rules or driver etiquette or motoring culture stuff. If I've done a short on it, find it and send it to someone who needs to be schooled in the art of good driving. Now, Waze is saying it was less than an hour to get to my friend's place up the coast. What? No. Waze is playing with me. Now, learner, why it's Queensland, do 100. It's so dangerous. New South Wales has that stupid rule where learners can only do, 80? And it's so dangerous. They should be doing the posted speed and getting used to driving at the posted speed. There we go. 38 minutes to get to where I'm going. Well, that's not much. So then, yeah, it was only going to be a shorter... It's only going to be a shorter stream tonight, just to make sure stuff's working. And some of it's working and some of it's not. What's not working? Well, Middo and I, we... who's that? Oh, is Adam there? G'day, Adam. Middo, I know Middo was talking about downloading the OBS add-on for Stream Elements, which I did. And then it came up with all these other windows and bits and pieces, and I was like, yeah, that's pretty cool. Let's hope that we can... And I thought I was getting TikTok and Instagram connected. But it all looked pretty good when I got it all loaded a few nights ago. But then when I turned everything on today, nah, of course not. And I am not an IT expert. Go Polo. It's quite a fun thing is oh well that driving the Lexus at 100 kilometers an hour. That thing sits on I think 1600 RPM in 8th gear and uses stuffle fuel for its 450 horsepower. This thing a little bit more horsepower, but only the 4-speed. Obviously, all the gears sort of are longer, but it sits on. We're doing 100, and it sits on nearly 3,000 RPM, so it definitely uses more fuel. All right, everything's good now. The stream's working. I do not have the antenna on the outside of the car today. I've put it on the back parcel shelf, so hopefully it still works well there. Middo's talking about the stupid rule about towing trailers and caravans. You can only do 100 in 110 zone. For those not in Australia, 110 is what a lot of our motorways' top posted speed will be. We do have in the Northern Territory, I still believe, not that I've been there for a while, but 130 kilometre an hour posted speed on the Stewart Highway. So, but not a lot of Aussies get up there, and if you do, it's not very often. So, used to be unlimited. Ford and Holden used to do their testing of their new models of their cars because they could test them to terminal velocity legally without using a test track. All right, Veloster, you're sitting in the right lane and you are not keeping left unless overtaking. So there we go. Good move. Good move. It's funny. I don't know how big the alternator is on this thing, but when I turn the lights on, the volts drop right down. That's so funny. Again, I don't know why, but the Veloster, without overtaking anybody, just jumps in the right lane and just sits there. So perfect example of how not to use the right lane. I'm within 2 to 3 seconds of the vehicle in the middle lane here, being this tow truck with the old Morris. on it, which is why I didn't make a lane change. But she's just sitting back there in the right-hand lane, like literally not overtaking anybody or anything. Perfect example of how not to use the right lane. Yep. I know I whinge about that a fair bit, but most people do. Most people that use the motorways, it's one of the biggest issues with driving on the motorways here in Queensland and in Australia, and probably in a lot of other countries overseas too. I don't know, maybe not Germany. The Germans seem to have got it sorted. Driving on the autobahns in Germany is awesome. And everyone knows, except for the occasional tourist that does it wrong, everyone knows how to drive in Germany on the autobahns. It's amazing. Well, Midow's saying that they're wiring in my car. Yeah, but look, this car's, there's probably not a lot left of it that's factory. The engine did not come out in this particular model. Well, this car, this body. It didn't have this. This used to be an automatic. This used to be a 6-cylinder auto, this car. So obviously there's been a little bit of a rewire. But I might look at, well, I'm not going to go put those LED H4s. I'm pretty sure they're H4s in this car. I'm not going to put those crappy LEDs that blind everybody. It looks like you're driving with high beam on all the time, especially the cheap ones. So they do throw out decent light, but they blind everybody. I did have them in one of my other cars for about 2 weeks and then got rid of them because everyone kept flashing me to turn my high beams off. And then I would flash them with my high beams. And then it was just a hassle. Yeah, Middow's just saying if the alternator's not up to speed. Yeah, but... And then it's okay, because this is funny. So the lights are on. So the alternator, the volts draw down. Well, it says between 10 and 18, I think. Is that that's what it's supposed to say on the dashboard. Or was it 16? Between 10 and 16. And the funny thing is, when you use the indicators, the voltmeter needle flicks up and down like... Yeah, it's pretty fun. Maybe I'll, when I'm not driving, I'll be able to film it. Let's get away from all the slow cars in the left lane now. For some reason, everyone likes to be doing... Well, he doesn't have his lights on. Well, I'm going to call that. Oh, he doesn't have his lights on. There's two in a row. Obviously, the street lighting is on, which means headlights on, and there's 2 vehicles already with no headlights on. So we'll do that. That's 2 already. Well, you know what, Middo? I reckon this car's probably... Look, I don't have any problem. The indicators work. The headlights work. It's just the voltmeter gauge on the dashboard flickers around and reads low, but everything seems to work. So... What do we got up here? It's like an old truck. I'm going to say maybe an F100, like a 50s F100 or something. Could be a Chev. Could be a Chevy. I reckon it's probably got Chevrolet embossed on the back tailgate there. The Chevy C10s and the Ford F100s are back in the day, they all kind of look the same. I mean, I say that. I reckon they do. That thing has got some rake. That thing is super low in the front end. How's the rake on that? It's got some bits in it, though. Got to be drop tank in the back. Caboolture. How I do not miss you. Caboolture is definitely one of the less desirable places to live in Australia. Let's put it that way. I don't know who would choose to live there. I did not choose to grow up there, but I couldn't get out of there fast enough. Anyway, what a beautiful night. Sunset behind the clouds. 110. So, 110 zones. Obviously, trucks can only do 100. So whenever a truck is sitting in the middle lane, when it's a 110 zone, seriously, need their head read. Now that the Hyundai in front of me has actually sped up to 110. Good speed. This looks like a Bushmaster. Why are you hitting the brakes, Hyundai? So they sped up to 110 and now they've hit the brakes. So there's a Bushmaster on the back of the semi on the truck there. I did get to ride around in the Bushmaster a fair bit in Afghanistan. Luckily, none of the ones I rode in ran over any mines. I was just watching a thing on YouTube this morning about the Ukrainians that are using the Bushmaster over there in the war against Russia, and nobody has died whilst riding in a Bushmaster. They've hit bombs, they've been shot at, they've had RPGs shot at them. The Russians have tried to hurt them, and the Bushmasters have kept everyone safe. So, and if any Ukrainians, oh, nice Mustang. If any Ukrainians end up watching this channel, good on you guys. The Enogra taxi, yes. Well, it was the Afghan taxi for me, Middo. I swear, I can literally see my fuel gauge moving. It was on full before. I swear I'm watching it just slowly creep down as I drive the highway. As we get a few seconds in front of the car in the left lane. Again, if truly keep left and less overtaking was actual, you'd be driving in the left lane if there was no traffic, not the middle lane. Queensland, the TMR, and obviously other states have a lot to answer for by saying that if you had an 8-lane highway, driving in the 7th lane would constitute keeping left. It is stupid. If you're the only vehicle on the road, keep left should mean you're in the left-hand lane. Unless you want to overtake somebody, like I'm about to do here. Then you get in the middle lane. The worst part of it is we need, what I think should happen is variable lane or multi-speed lanes. A bit like the Autobahn where you've got a slower lane, a middle lane and then a faster lane. We're not going to get it like the Autobahn where it's like 100, 150 and then 200 plus. That ain't going to happen. But it should be left lane 100, middle lane 110, right lane 120. And any other lane. If it's 4 lanes, then you've got 2 120 lanes. Then you've got natural overtaking. Because as it is at the moment, if all lanes were doing 100 kilometres an hour, how does anyone overtake? Logically, it doesn't make sense. Yeah, sure, I get it. Some cars read slower than they are. Some people drive with the GPS like I do. So you're going to have varying speeds of different vehicles. Yes, I get it. However, if everyone was doing a 100 kilometers an hour or 110 like we are now, then there should be no overtaking. Everyone would just be sitting together in traffic doing 110. That doesn't make sense. But if you had variable lanes, if you had 100, 110 and 120, then you've got natural overtaking. I know that the bean counters and the government will go, oh, that's too big a change for our population to grasp their heads around and understand how that works. There's going to be crashes. There's going to be all sorts, pandemonium. It's going to be chaos. But I don't think so. Tezza totally agrees. We need multi-speed lanes on our motorways in Australia. And that's another thing. Why does each state have their own slightly different road rules? Even if it means the same thing, they've written it differently. Australia should have the same road rules around every state in Australia. There is no reason why different states have different road rules. Yeah, sure, there's little things like Melbourne has some hook turns. That's okay. That just gets written in the road rules. And then when you go to Melbourne, you learn how to negotiate a hook turn. There's slightly different rules for roundabouts. Like in Victoria, I believe, you don't have to indicate off a roundabout if you're driving straight through a roundabout. And they have lots of roundabouts in Melbourne. Little ones in all the suburban streets. So many little roundabouts everywhere. I tell you what, 9, 10 o'clock in the morning, this highway is so crap. Definitely don't mind waiting until the evening before driving it. Same with the M1 yesterday. I left my friend's place. Adam, well done out there if you're still listening in. I hung out there for a couple of hours just so I could miss the heavy traffic driving from the Gold Coast back to Brisbane. And did I miss the heavy traffic? No. No, it still took almost 2 hours to get home last night. Because people cannot merge. They can't merge from an on-ramp onto the motorway at the correct speed. Therefore, they slow the traffic at the motorway down. Conversely, people don't know how to exit a motorway correctly either. And you'll have people going, oh, I need that exit. It's a couple of 100 metres away and I'm in the right-hand lane and I need to get across 5 lanes. And to do that, they have to hit the brakes, change lanes, hit the brakes, and everyone behind them has to slow down for them. And therefore, all of a sudden, all the traffic behind them now comes to a standstill for the next 2 hours, 3 hours. It's crazy. Well, Middo's saying some drongo, imagine Canberra deciding our road rules. Do you know what though, Middo? I've driven through Canberra recently and they kind of do it all right there. They sort of do it a little better. Maybe Canberrians are just better at driving. Maybe they live in their little bubble there. But especially coming off roundabouts, multi-lane roundabouts that go from 2 lanes to 1 and they merge. And everyone's indicating left and right. It's pretty awesome. They just, from my experience, from what I've seen, Canberrians are doing it just a little bit better. So maybe someone in Canberra does need to make a national road rules. Well, put it this way. It was 1st of July. They were saying that we've got new, nationally, we've got new fines for different states. Well, not new fines, but like fines have gone up in price and stuff like that. Actually, I might do a live stream on that. I'll have a little read and a little study, and we can talk about that. Excuse me. I've definitely learnt not to sneeze into the microphone these days. Yeah, okay. So Middo's saying that the federal government doesn't, in the Constitution, doesn't have the right to make road rules for all the states. Yeah, okay. But there could be an agreement between all the states. They all get together and say, okay, what are the road rules? What do we need to do? Blah, blah, blah. And then they all agree and they all just have the same road rules. And they just agree to have the same. It doesn't have to be, like, for some reason all the states seem to hate each other. Like, I'm not even talking about just, like, state of origin, which is coming up in a few days. The decider. Go Queensland. Oh, I've got to say it. How about those Broncos? Hey, Adam, if you're there listening, oh my God. Here I was chatting with Adam last night saying, oh, like the Bulldogs are going to win for sure. The Broncos have lost a bunch of good players. They lost another couple for injury, even before the game started, not just for State of Origin. And, the Bulldogs should have won that game. I get home just in time to start watching the game. And the Bulldogs 18-0 ahead with 20 minutes to go. I had picked on my footy tipping Broncos to win by 4 points. And with 19 minutes to go, Brisbane score 22 points and they win by 4 points. Imagine if I had changed my footy tips to the Bulldogs. I would not be able to live with myself today. That was an epic comeback. So Middo's saying, because Middo can remember. So apparently in the 90s, all the states sat down and decided that they'd make their road rules the same. Well, what happened? Changes of government, little road rule changes here and there. Like, for instance, is there any, like, I don't think you should have your phone in your hand whilst driving. Absolutely not. That's why I've got the Quad Lock. Seriously, Quad Lock needs to sponsor this channel because I do mention them almost every single stream. Anyway, what is it, nearly $1,100 if you get done for having your phone in your hand or sitting on your lap in Queensland? Is there any other state where that's even close? Like, I'm not suggesting it should change. I'm just saying it should be the same. I'm watching this fuel gauge just slowly creep down. If I was in the Lexus, it'd still be reading full. I've only done 50 Ks. Oh, yeah, good work. So the van in front of me just throws his cigarette butt out. That's how bushfires start, you moron. You're a freaking moron. I absolutely, I'm going to swear, I fucking hate smokers that smoke in their vehicles, ash out the window, and then fucking throw their lit cigarette butts out the window. I can't tell you how many bushfires start because of morons like that. I think you should only be able to smoke in your vehicle with the windows up. The same rule, if you're smoking in your vehicle with kids, illegal. Can't do it. If you do, you're a freaking moron anyway. But just for reference sake, the number plate on the van is 980 MP7. Lumark. What is Lumark? Precision fabrication? Need your head red, dickhead. I can't tell you how many times riding a motorcycle I've had cigarette butts hitting me in the face. A few times. Anyway. That's my little rant on smokers. At least vapors aren't throwing cigarette butts out the window. I'll say that much. Oh, there's a vehicle on the side of the road. Well, maybe we send the footage in. I don't know that you can see the cigarette butt being thrown out the window from that van, but if you can, maybe we just send it in and see what happens. Well, how's it not littering? Only about 12 minutes till I get to my evening destination. I'm just looking on the camera. Does look like I've only got one headlight, the right headlight, but the left-hand headlight is on. It just points up slightly more, so it doesn't. The right one points down. I might have to have a look at that, but they are both working. Actually, all the lights work. That's what I was going to mention. Hey, Middo, how's this one? So, my indicator fuse blew a few months back. You remember the glass fuses? I don't know who, we've been using these little wedge fuses for a long time now, but the old XD has the glass fuse. So, I remembered how to fix the old style glass fuses. Wrap them in alfoil and stick it back in. And now my indicators work fine. My horn doesn't work though. Maybe there's a blown fuse for the horn too. You remember that, Middo? Wrap alfoil around the fuse and stick it back in. Tomorrow's going to be a bit early. I believe we are meeting at Aussie World at 6:30. So tomorrow's stream will start from Aussie World. Not the first time I've started a stream from Aussie World. So the stream should start maybe around sometime after 6:30, maybe closer to 7 o'clock. But there will be a few of us all driving to Mullaney together. We will see how well the stream handles going through the hills up towards Mullaney. And then if it's a decent car meet, we might just leave this live stream going for a little while parked up. We will see. But tomorrow should be a good day. This thing cruises. I mean, I say it cruises on about 3,000 RPM on the highway, but the temperature gauge is so chilled. This thing at speed definitely likes to stay cool. You can't see the number plate on the van due to the trailer, I understand that. But can you see the cigarette coming out of the window? Because it's one thing to just say, there's one thing to just say it, it's another thing to actually see it. It was pretty lit up, but as a lit cigarette butt would be, but how many times can I say but in the one sentence? However, I'm pretty sure it has to be definitive footage. Otherwise, I could just say it to anything and anyone if you can't see it. What? Is there a break in transmission? When did that happen? Everything seems fine here still, Middo. But thank you. What a moderator. You've come along in leaps and bounds. Be turned next exit. Well, I mean, we passed Aussie World. That's where we'll be meeting. We're just about to pass it. I heard there's brisket for dinner tonight. As a carnivore, that sounds great to me. I think I can smell it already. It is a bit smoky around here. Is that a Porsche? That looks like a fat Porsche. Q4 is the number plate on that Porsche Panamera. That's a pretty cool number plate. I'd say that's an expensive number plate. And there is the Banana Bender Pub and Aussie World to our left just there. That's where we'll be starting the stream from tomorrow. And there's old mate Smoke a Douchebag. Yep, 980 MP7. But anyway. Maybe there's nothing I can do about it. I tell you what. I went to downshift then, and I went for the paddle shifter. Why, seriously, we've slowed down to, what, 80 Ks an hour? Like, why? Like, seriously, people. It's 110 zone. Why is everyone slowed down? There you go, 110 right there. Literally, people are doing like 95, 100 in 110 zone. Like, seriously, why? What is wrong with you people? And as we take the exit, it slows to 100. No problemos. Then we sit on 2,800. All right. Where am I going to stop the stream tonight? I'm not going to stop at my friend's place because I don't do that. I don't know. There's nothing really cool to stop at up here. Well, a banana bender would have been all right, but we'll be there in the morning. Yeah, the company's name, I said it before. I'll go back over and I'll have a listen. We'll gather some details. We'll see what happens. I'm pretty keen to, I've done it once before, which is a person in front of me on my dash cam literally just drove straight through a red light. And it was on my dash cam. And it's not like they just kept driving. They were literally stopped. It was a red light. They just looked left, looked right, and then just drove straight across the red light. And I sent that footage in, and that person got fined and lost 4 points. Might have been 3 points, but either way, it was a $400 fine and 3 points, something like that, because the I had a constable from the police department call me and tell me. I thought, obviously, my guilty conscience, I thought I'd done something wrong. And she said, no, just want to let you know that the information that you provided us went to good use, and that person got fined. So I'm pretty keen to see what can happen. It shows old mate chucking our clip. Oh, mate, if it's on the... Well, this is why I want to stream in 4K. Because then everything's a little bit more clearer. But if we pick that up on the 1080p, I'm happy. I might take this exit. Oh, how's the 351? And how's the downshifting? I'm proud of my heel towing. This thing is such a fun car. All right. Only a few more minutes. I might just cruise up. Actually, you know what? I'm going to stop at just some shops. I'm going to get some diet-free. What do you call it? Diet-free? Diet-free soft drink? That does not make sense. Sugar-free? Sugar-free soft drink. Sure, there'll be a drink or two tonight. Not everyone's doing dry July. Adam, Ronnie. Not everybody's doing dry July. Where are you going, mate? Are you going straight? Yes, you are. So I'll drive up the hill into my lane. Where am I, Budrum? I'll drive up to Budrum. We'll end the stream up there. And I'll go to the shops and buy some soft drink. Tezza's not doing dry July. What is it tonight, Tezza? Bourbon? It'll be rum for me. This rum that I pick up in from a guy, Nick, Hart's Distillery from the Gold Coast. He sells it at the market, Surfers Paradise Markets. And his Caribbean spiced rum tastes like Christmas. So I brought it with me. I might have some vodka with me too. Some good double distilled vodka that I know someone who makes it. Get it pretty cheap. I'd say good value for money. Bourbon all the way tonight, Tezza. You can do your bourbon. I'm going to have a dash of Caribbean rum from the Gold Coast. Ginger beer is what I'm going to have it with. Ginger beer. As we climb the dizzying heights of Budrum. I swear this is high enough to be a mountain. All right, I think I'm turning Budrum Village to the left. All right. Hey, for those who join me tonight, always appreciate the company. I'll tell you what, I'm getting hungry. This thing doesn't have traction control. What a shame. There'll be a Coles or a Woolies somewhere. Don't know if a service station will have the diet-free soft drink. Yeah, I said it on purpose that time. Once again, thank you, everybody, for joining me tonight. Moderators, thank you very much. Tezza, appreciate ya. Middo, always appreciate you too, mate. Where'd the village go? I hope I'm not lost. I tell you what, Budrum's actually a pretty big suburb. Tezza, yeah, let's catch up soon. For sure. For sure. We will catch up soon. We'll, obviously, I get up to the sunny coast a fair bit, and I know you're pretty keen to go visit the Bly Castle. So, where am I? Seriously, where did Budrum go? Thanks, Middo. Yeah, tomorrow should be good. Tomorrow should be good. So, nice and early. for those that want to join the live stream, nice and early, we'll start streaming from Aussie World, the Banana Bender pub, and then we'll make our way to Mullaney, and then yeah, we'll go in and have a look around. It's only half a day, so a couple of hours, and then we'll make our way back. I'll make sure everything's charged tonight. All the batteries, charge all the batteries up. Here we are, Budrum. Nice. I'd live up near here for sure. It's nice. Got a pizza from the Budrum Pizza Company last weekend, actually. Meat lovers, of course. Where am I going? I think this way. There's a BWS just up here. I'm pretty sure there's a Woolies. I found the Woolies. I've just passed it. So turning left into Woolies. Here we go. All right. Thank you, everybody. Appreciate your company. We will reconvene tomorrow morning, nice and early, after sunrise. And we'll go for a cruise, and we'll go check out some cool cars. There we go. I'll tell you what, there's no power steering thing. Oh, here we go, team. All right, thank you, and goodbye, and we'll see you in the morning.